Okay folks, the amplifier is actually in the room. On the sink there are two K25 amplifiers, mono blocks. One serial number 359 and the other one is serial number 357. And as I say, they are both Radford K25 mono blocks. And the control unit is an SC22, or is it SS22? Hang on a minute. SC22 control unit. Well, we'll look into that first actually. As you can see, it's a massive great thing. Built like a tank. Around the back you've got a lot of inputs and so on. There's power amplifier inputs. That's the ones above the two guys with the arrows on, and on the other side there are outputs. Tape monitor record output, tuner, aux 1, disc, and I think there's a microphone input as well. Disc and microphone. So it's actually a bit restricted in terms of inputs. There's actually there's two plugs in the microphone socket, and there's also power output, switched and unswitched. The serial number, as you can see, is 16212. It's fastened. The case is fastened on with two screws, one at either end. And they're not short screws, believe me. I'm not quite sure why they need to be this long, but they are. and it needs a bit of cleaning in here, I think, to be honest. Transformer. A rather large capacitor, which I think is certainly discharged, and 4 valves on 2 separate boards. You can see some of the underneath. Something went crunched then, I don't know what that was. The board has got a number on it. Tone control circuits there on this board. Bass, treble and balance. And there's not really very much to it if you think about it. Badly needs a clean. So that's the controller unit. I think there's something in here causing a crackling noise, but I'm not sure what. Now let's put this back together. If we can. I'll put the case back on, and that's all it is really. All I've done is taken the case off. And would you believe it won't go back on? Doesn't want to go back on. So I can plug a record deck into this. I can plug a tuner into it. Hang on a second, can I? Wait a minute. God, the ink's rubbing off, I don't believe it. I have to be careful with this because the actual ink with the labels on is rubbing off. The ink that the labels are printed on is rubbing off. So I can plug in a tuner, a tape deck, a CD stroke DVD presumably as well. So it'll cope with all the stuff I've got, as long as there's no noise. Now the amplifiers are massive by comparison with this. Absolutely huge. And they weigh a ton. You've got a low and a high filter. In fact, there's two inputs. There's that input, which is a high impedance, I think, and this one, which is a low impedance, which is a 3-pin socket. The gain control for the whole thing. The output connectors, mains, fuse, and the test points. Now the top of it notice the handles as well on the end. I rather like the handles. The handles are rather good. This one has got, by the way, 6556 stuck on the end. It's a label from when I had it in for repair once a long time ago. And just in case the number on the other one is the same, the serial number on this one is whoops. Serial number is K359. K359. And that's what's inside it. How about that for a mains transformer? That's seriously large. And 2 other transformers as well. And 2 EL34s. This is my hi-fi amplifier, my original valve hi-fi amplifier, and it's better than the transistorized one I've got, but unfortunately at the moment it's not too well. It needs some servicing. If you wanted to get one of these, you'd probably pay around £1,000, I would think. Anyway, I'm just going to get a duster, or hang on a minute, I might try sucking the dust off with a hoover. Let's see if that works. thing is, this thing hasn't run for about at least 15 years, possibly 20 years. And when you don't run them for that long, you could have problems when you plug them in again. In fact, you can see under here that the actual amplifier had a problem a while ago. See there was actually a sort of burned out resistor. There are actually two of them in series there, I think. It was in parallel rather, to make up for one that burnt out. And you can see the amount of cleaning on the board that's been done to make it still work. It may be that's what's causing the crackling problem that I'm getting. You can see the bottom of the two valves. That's one valve, and there's the other one over the other side. So it looks like one of the output valves went crazy and blew up. But these are the problem things here. These two orange things, they are likely to need a bit of careful recharging, because August 1966 is the date on one of them, and it may be that these might not work. They don't look in too bad condition actually. They're not bulging, so they may be okay. I have to see what Cooler thinks of it when he sees this. But that's definitely been rebuilt. You'll see the difference on the other one when I take the other one apart. I'll take the bottom off the other one and show you that one as well. These things, by the way, get very hot. They use a lot of power. If I do start using this again, my electric bill's likely to go up quite a bit. But I think I'm going to have to turn it on at least once a day for a short while, once I get the capacitors recharged up, just to keep it in working order. No, it's not going to. It'll certainly use a lot of power up. In winter, it keeps the room warm. The other one's over there in the sink. If you wanted to do surround sound with valves, you need 5 of these. This one is 357. Serial number 357. I don't know how many they made, but that's quite a low serial number. These are professional monoblocks, by the way. They're not domestic ones. They weren't really designed to be used in the home. I'm not really sure why I got them. But, in fact, I can't remember how much I paid for them either. Now we've got a capacitor here where the case is coming off it. The plastic coating's coming off the outside of it. But this one, if anything, is in better condition than the other one. That transformer looks as if it's been a bit warm. Say there are 7 users in here according to XSplit. There's not many saying anything. Now this one, I showed you a burnt out resistor in the other one, but you can see here there appear to be 2 new ones on both valves, both sides. That one there looks new to me. And the one on the other side does. This is the one that was burned out in the other amplifier, if you remember. And that one had 2 in parallel. You can see the heat on the board though, the amount of blackening there is on it round the valve bases. August 1966 these were made. And the other ones are small ones, August 64 one of those is. It looks in good condition. The only slight worry for me is this board, with there being so much well, blackening round the valve bases. I mean, is that likely to be a hazard, I wonder? Anyway, that's a 1960s amplifier. I don't know whether Andy will be able to do anything with it or not. Like I say, the main thing is it did work last time I used it, but there was some noise. Occasional loud crackles. I don't know what that was from. Could have been a discharge of some kind somewhere. But I've got to get the circuit diagrams from somewhere. I'm going to weigh one of these, I think. It's not something you'd send in the post easily. I'm sure that was the case. Hello, EJ. I think John's gone actually. Oh no, he's still here. It's got some noise on it, on the, I think it's on the preamp. And because it's not been plugged in for such a long time, it needs to be run in at lower voltage. That's the argument anyway. So that's what I want, I'd like this guy to do, to warm it up on low voltage and see if the capacitors are okay. Well, they should be, I think. They don't look too bad anyway. There's no sign of any liquid anywhere. And then maybe all the preamp needs is a clean-up. It's pretty murky in there. I was over at Cadishead, by the way, today, Lee. The other two broadcasts on here, both in Cadishead. I don't know if you've seen them or not. Very unpleasant drive on the way back. It was raining hard. Spray everywhere. Horrible it was. It's the two broadcasts immediately before this one. They were both recorded and played back later. Anyway, I think I better put this in put it back in the cupboard where it was. Was it that? Oh, crikey, 11 o'clock. It was 11 o'clock. Good night, Lee Jane. Sleep well. Have you had any email from Dylan, by the way, about the new site? You're getting a new bed. Oh, that's nice. I thought you just said no, never mind. Okay. Well, John, Lee, Jane, Dales, that's it for this one. All I intended to do was broadcast the amplifiers, and I've done it. Are these memory foam beds the ones you can't get out of first thing in the morning? Because you're sinking so tightly you can't get up. I've just broadcast, I only intended this broadcast to be about the amplifier. So I've put that away now. So I'm not going to continue this one on this occasion, okay? So it's cheerio from now, from this channel. The other one's running upstairs, I think. Well, it should be anyway. I'm just going to make myself a drink as well. It's going to be a cocoa, so I'm going to have an early night tonight, I think. So I'm only going to be about another hour or thereabouts. So we're going from here. So cheerio, Dale's Block. You've not said anything at all, have you? Oh, that's an interesting picture you've got there, Dale's Block. Join me in the other channel. Where are you from? You must pop over there and tell me.